So for this makeup tutorial, I went ahead and started with this rose oil before putting on any makeup or any foundation. Went ahead and blended it with my brush, that way it sinks into my skin, into my pores, and I can have a dewy finish look. Then I went ahead and did my eyebrows. If you guys are interested in watching my eyebrow routine, I will go ahead and link the video in my description box, that way you guys can get all the details. Then I went ahead and defined my eyebrows with some concealer, lining the top, and then also lining the bottom. And this just helps clean up the eyebrows and make them a little bit more sharper. I am using the MAC Prolong Concealer. Then I went ahead and used my beauty blender to blend it out. And just remember that your beauty blender does have to be damp in order for it to work properly. Then I went ahead and prepped my eyelids with some more Prolong Concealer from MAC. And here I'm just preparing my eyelids for the eyeshadow. I went ahead and used some Laura Mercier translucent powder to set that concealer. Then I went ahead and got my Morphe palette. It's called something about nature. I don't quite remember. But I'm just going to use that as my transition color. I will put the name of the palette in the description box. And this palette doesn't have the name of the colors of the eyeshadows, but I'll be showing you in just a few minutes which color I used. So these are the colors. I used that one to start off, and now I'm going to be using that darker tone. And I'm mainly applying this in my crease. Then I went ahead and got a darker color, applied it to my crease, and I'm just darkening up the crease. Then I went ahead and got a darker brown and applied it to my lid. Now we're going to go ahead and do the other lid. As you guys can see, I am super distracted in this video. I was actually watching a movie, which is probably something that I shouldn't have done, but I couldn't keep focused because my kids were watching the movie, which means that it was probably a cartoon. So here we're just basically repeating the entire steps, applying the transition color, darkening up the crease, and then of course making the lid even darker. And so when applying eyeshadow, you really want to make sure that you start off with light color as a transition, and then you start darkening up the crease. If I said that right. I'm super sorry guys, it is basically 4 o'clock in the morning and I am doing a voiceover. Alright, so right here we're just going to go ahead and darken up the crease and the eyelid. Fixing my eyebrows, putting a little bit of white eyeshadow underneath my eyebrows. Now I'm using my Prolong Matte Concealer, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut the crease to make it a little bit more intense. And I actually love this concealer. It's really easy to work with. And the brush that I'm using, it's actually, I think I bought it with the brand Elf at Walmart. So it was about $1 and it's incredible. So after finishing my crease, I went ahead and used the palette, Subculture palette, and right here I'm just applying it over the crease and the concealer, which as you can see makes it a lot more intense. I think this color that I'm using is the color Dawn in the Subculture palette. So now I'm just diffusing the corners with that dark brown shadow. Making the corners blend correctly. Now I'm applying a little bit of eyeliner. I am not a big fan of eyeliner because I feel like I don't have enough space. My eyes are a little bit hooded, but since I'm going to be wearing fake lashes, I like to wear eyeliner. That way I can go ahead and cover the band of the lashes. So I'm just applying a little bit of eyeliner at the bottom as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the brown that I used for my transition color on the bottom lashes just to make it a little bit more smoky. I'm just applying this with a flat brush, doing a little wing. I'm using a separate brush to do the wing. I bought this, I think it was with the application Wish. However, the eyeliner itself is from Elf. So since I don't use much eyeliner, not really interested in buying high-end eyeliner, at least not yet. This one works pretty well though. It is super watery, so in order for it to not be so watery, I like to put black eyeshadow on top of it, and also to make it matte, because as you guys can see it's really shiny. So now I have my false eyelashes, fixing my eyebrows. I actually love these false lashes. I bought them in Mexico, when I went to Mexico at a place called La Villa, and you guys are not going to believe that these lashes were $1 or probably less. I'm going to be using my Peach Perfect foundation from Too Faced, applying it with just a simple brush. This has become my favorite foundation. Before this one, it was actually the Born This Way foundation, but I am so in love with this new formula. And then right here I'm blending it with my beauty blender. I just love the way it leaves your skin nice and dewy, and you're able to build it up. So right here I'm putting a second layer of foundation, and it's really easy to work with. It has that dewy finish. I don't feel like it's a full coverage foundation, but I don't like wearing too much makeup, believe it or not, so it works for me. So now I'm going to go ahead and do some concealer underneath my eyes. And again, I am wearing the Pro Longwear Matte Concealer. And there I'm arguing with my son. So just doing the same thing. Right now I'm just using a cheap brush. I believe it's from MAC as well. I mean, ELF, sorry. Blending it out with my beauty blender. I apologize guys, my beauty blender is so dirty. I need to buy a new one, but I needed to record this video, so sorry about that. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my setting powder from Laura Mercier. I'm just going to go ahead and bake underneath my eyes to set that concealer. I have to say this is the best setting powder I have ever bought. You guys are going to see that I'm going to blend it out in a few, and it's just so easy to blend. And there we go, I'm blending it right there. As you guys can see, it blends really, really easily. It doesn't leave that cakiness because the powder is so thin. And they actually sell like the small samples at Sephora if you guys want to try it out before purchasing the big one. But it is incredible. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and contour with this kit right here. This is from the previous 2 years ago holiday kit from Too Faced. And I'm just going to go ahead and just define my cheekbones. And as you guys can see, I am still watching that movie, which is super distracting. Doing the same thing to the other side. I'm going to be using this blush. It's also from the same kit. I think it's called La Gran Paris from Too Faced 2 years ago. But this is like a beautiful purple blush, which is just incredible. It has like the perfect tone. Just applying a little bit of highlight. Of course, we cannot miss the highlight, which is the best part of the entire makeup look. Highlighting my nose and my lips, which makes your lips look a lot bigger. I know my lips are already big, but this is just something extra that I like to do. the inner corner as well. Just fixing my eyeliner from the bottom and kind of mixing the black with the brown, just making it a little bit more smoky. So I'm using this melted Toofaced lipstick, which is a nude color. It's a really beautiful, warm brown. Maybe using this Jordana lip liner. And I like using lip liners because they just help correct the lipstick that you applied and make it a little bit more sharper. So right now I'm using the Toofaced setting spray, and I love this. As you guys can see, I put it in slow motion. It smells amazing. It is like a coconut smell and it is incredible. So that pretty much completes this entire makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yes, this hair that I am wearing is a wig, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys at the next video. Bye guys!